Welcome back to the Maggie Linton Show on Sirius XM Urban View.
We continue with Mark Freedman, President and CEO of Freedman Financial, also radio host of Dollars and Cents and author. His latest is Retiring with Confidence for the Genius. As we look toward retirement and really looking toward retirement, smart decision about Social Security, when to take it, how much, that kind of stuff.
It's a tough decision to make. Mm-hmm. And what I find more than anything else is people take it too early. You know, when you really think about retiring these days, retirement at 65 for your parents and grandparents was great, but very few people are looking to retire, like completely stop working at 65 or so. And the difference between taking your Social Security, and you can take it as early as age 62, rather than taking it at your full retirement age, say 66, there's a huge difference there. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they take it at 62 and then they say, you know what, I'm kind of bored, I want to go back to work. And they go back to work and then they realize that if they make more than, say, $14,000 at work, they have to start paying back the Social Security they collected. Mm-hmm. And it is a huge mistake for so many people. Don't get me wrong, there are many people that need the Social Security check, and they have to take it right away. But I believe that it's worthy of a conversation. And in Retiring for the Genius, we provide some step-by-step skills that you can, questions that you can begin to ask yourself to say, does it make sense for me to take Social Security or not? And I'll tell you, one of the best places to go to get advice, and I know people may scream about this, but some of the smartest people about Social Security, the people that work for Social Security themselves, they're actually incredibly skilled. Whether you go to the website or whether you make an appointment face-to-face, they know their stuff. Now, I'll have a lot of concerns about a lot of other government agencies, but this one, they nailed it. They really have skilled people there. And if you've got the right information, they can give you really good suggestions. They will not give you a decision. That's up to you to make. But they'll give you all of the tools so that you can make a smart decision.
And also, double-check your facts when, if you can even go to Social Security and ask for a printout, and double-check the facts that you are really getting the money and that all the many different jobs that you may have had over a lifetime are really listed there. Go ahead.
And the people that run into that problem most are those that have been married and changed their names. Mm-hmm. If you've been married, especially if you've been married a couple times, you want to be sure that your Social Security is attached to all the various names that you've posted and all the different names that that has been shared with the IRS. You want to be sure that you're getting the benefits that you're entitled to. It's very, very important. And you know, the book, Retiring for the Genius, the book that I've just written, focuses its attention on people that are over the age of 55 and plan to spend between $4,000 and $10,000 a month in retirement. There's 22.5 million people in America that want to do that. And what I find for most of those folks, Social Security represents about 45% of what their income is going to be in retirement. And granted, it's up to you to make sure that the rest of that income is covered by the money that you've accumulated through your investments, your 401k, whatever it might be. But Social Security is going to play a very important role for you, and you want to make sure that you maximize every single nickel that you're entitled to.
Yeah. Should you have your taxes taken out of your Social Security?
You know, it's
or does that change from person to person?
It really does, and most people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't. It all depends on your situation. That's where it really makes sense to sit down and really think about what are all of my sources of income. Because, for instance, let's say, hypothetically, just use this as an example, that you are collecting between you and your spouse, say, $2,500 a month from Social Security. And you want to spend roughly $4,000 a month in income. So that's $1,500 a month that you're going to get, or $18,000 that you need to come up with from your investment accounts or from your bank account, whatever it is. If you took $18,000 or $1,500 a month out of your bank every month and collected Social Security, guess what? You're not going to pay any taxes at all. However, if you took $1,500 a month out of your IRA and did that every month, that's $18,000 in additional taxable income. Not only will you pay tax on that amount of money, but your Social Security check that you've been getting is going to be taxable as well. So picking the right place to take your money in retirement will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your retirement. Retiring for the Genius gives you skills in a language you can understand on how to go about doing that.
Folks, if you've got any questions, you've got about 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. 866-801-8255. Once again, that's 866-801-8255. We talk about Medicare, too, and that's a lot of out-of-pocket expenses, especially if you roll into Social Security, too, that you have to watch out for.
Yeah, Medicare expenses, we all qualify for Medicare at 65. We know that. And then there's both the government-run program and then there's these private programs that you can purchase as well. What I think one of the challenges right now is trying to give Medicare advice and health care advice for the future is a dangerous thing to do because it's going to change on a month-to-month, year-to-year basis. But one of the studies that came out from Fidelity recently said that in retirement, you're likely to spend $250,000 in medical costs during retirement. Now, that might scare people, and you say you divide that, say, by if you retired at 65 and you live till 90, that's roughly $20,000 a year in medical costs.
Yeah.
But that's not how that works out, and that's where the message stops there.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those major expenses happen during the last 5 years of your life. And it's not $20,000 every year. It might be $8,000 to $10,000 in the early years, and it gets more expensive as we go along. So that's not to say that it's not a large amount of money. It is. But go back and try to add up how much you made over the past 20 years. Those numbers could even be in the millions of dollars. You'd be surprised. Look, if you were making, $60,000, $70,000, multiply that times 20, and you're at $1.4 million in earnings.
Yeah.
No one talks about that.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Everyone. And so there's a lot of scare tactics out there, and a lot of those scare tactics are out there to get you to buy something, to buy an investment, to buy an annuity, to buy an insurance policy, whatever it might be. You got to be real careful of the sales tactics that are out there because there's a lot of people that are very well trained in getting you to buy something, and they all turn it or spin it in a way that it's of a huge benefit to you. But I'll tell you, most of the salespeople out there, they don't know everything about your financial situation. They have no idea. And so in Retiring for the Genius, we're trying to give you the skills and the tools so that you can be on the offensive, so that when you do meet with an insurance representative or an investment representative, we give you a whole list of questions that you can ask them that they're not necessarily prepared for all the time.
Yeah.
And it's helpful.
The other thing that you really bring out is if people are leaving a job, say they have a pension or a 401k or within their business, be sure and knowing what to do with it when they leave. So again, they're not hit with a lot of taxes and things along those lines.
That's exactly right. In fact, part 2 of our book talks about that very thing, how to prepare for those last few days of work. When you have to go in and visit with the HR office, when you have to deal with your boss, and he presents you this package, and he says, thanks for being here for 25 years. Here's a decision that you have to make in the next 24 hours. Mm-hmm. You need to decide whether you're going to choose a pension and which of those 9 or 10 different pension options you want, or take a lump sum, and we need to know by 5 o'clock tomorrow. I mean, that's a life-changing decision, and it's an irrevocable decision that you have to make in 24 to 48 hours. It's a tough one. And so we go through this list in the book of some questions to ask yourself, because some people may need a pension because they need the discipline on how to spend, on what's coming in so that they can spend what's going out. Others want to get growth. They want to participate in the ongoing growth of this economy and also make sure that the money that they take each month grows. Remember, when you take a pension, when you accept a pension from your employer, it's the same amount no matter what year you take it. Whether if you accept it at 65, it's going to be the same amount at 70, same amount at 75. And as you well know, things go up in price.
Yeah, that's very true. We've got a call from Tony in South Carolina. You're talking with Mark Freedman, President and CEO of Freedman Financial. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
How are you? Morning. I got a question. I was told if you was to purchase long-term disability before you're 50, it's a lot cheaper than waiting till you're 50 and above. And I just wanted to know what's your thought on that, or if there's any truth behind it.
Let me be sure I understand your question. I want to be sure that I heard you right. Did you say that you've heard that it's cheaper to buy long-term disability insurance before 50 than it is after 50?
Uh-huh.
That is absolutely true. The younger you are, the more likely is that you are healthier.
Uh-huh.
And as a result, the cost is going to be less, but you're going to be paying for it for a longer period of time. Because the insurance company is basically looking at your situation and you say, what kind of a risk is this person? What's the chances that they're going to be unable to perform their duties, their job, at the age of, say, 45, as opposed to someone who's 59? Chances are the likelihood of a major health change is a lot less at age 45 than it is at 58. And also, remember, disability insurance benefits, even if you're collecting them, will stop at age 65.
Oh, it will?
Yeah, disability doesn't pay you forever. Sorry about that.
Well, wait a minute. That's long-term disability don't pay to age 80? It doesn't?
No, long-term disability stops at age 65.
Yeah. 65. Okay,
yep.
I'm glad I talked to you. Well, I'll definitely get more information from you. I'm going to check your web. You have a website, right?
I do. It is retiringgenius.com. Retiringgenius.com is the website, and you can follow us on Twitter at retiringgenius.
Okay.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
And, of course, it'll be on my Facebook page.
All right. Excellent.
All right. Thank you, Thank you, Tony, for the call.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, insurance can be so confusing, can't it?
Oh, my God. Incredible.
Yeah. It can really be long-term, short-term, whole life, every kind of thing. And people really need to take the time to understand what they're doing because, again, that can be an investment vehicle for you.
Right, and insurance makes sense. Mm-hmm. We need insurance, but you need to purchase it properly for your situation, not something that's similar to your neighbor, your coworker, or your parents. Your health is different from everybody else's. The likelihood of you needing insurance is different from everybody else. And insurance companies are in the risk business. They're all about making money. But they want to make sure that they're taking smart risks. And the smarter the risks they take, the more money the insurance companies make.
Right.
That's simple.
We've mentioned your radio show, Dollars and Cents.
Right.
Talk just briefly about that.
Yeah, we've been doing it. This is our third year doing it. For the first year, it was a live call-in radio show that we did on a major station here in Boston. But the station decided to change formats and go hip-hop. So that stopped with the live call-in radio show. And so now it's Dollars and Cents here north of Boston, and it is incredibly popular. We provide financial advice in a language you can understand. Local listeners tune in. They drop us emails. They can call into the show. And they're always asking us questions. And I will tell you, for your listeners, they may benefit from this. We offer a free weekly newsletter. And I think almost all of my listeners have signed up for it now. If you go to my website, freedmanfinancial.com, that's Freedman, 2 E's and a D, financial.com, there's a little button there that says sign up for Mark's free weekly newsletter. And all it is tips, financial tips. I don't call anybody. All my clients live up here north of Boston anyways. So I want to provide advice and guidance to anybody in this country, and we have thousands of people that sign up for this newsletter. It is absolutely free, and it's financial advice in a language you can understand.
And that's the most accessible thing that people need because I'm telling you, I'm amazed at how many people don't know what's going on with their finances from day in to day out and everything in between.
And, it would be helpful if it started in the schools.
Yes. Oh, I'm totally about that. I think that would be the smartest thing in the world for America and for all individuals. Well, listen, thank you so much. It is Mark Freedman, President and CEO of Freedman Financial. He's radio host of Dollars and Cents, and he's an author. His latest is Retiring with Confidence for the Genius. More guidance at his website, retiringgenius.com. Once again, that's retiringgenius.com. Also tweets at retiringgenius. And don't forget, folks, freedomfinancial.com is where you want to go to get that free financial letter. Thank you very much, Mark. Look forward to having you back on again.
Thanks. We'd love to do it.